the original idea was to learn enough Kabbalah to be able to understand how to use Rebbe Nachman. Okay, so I think I just want to do number 9 again from that was yesterday, number Tess. And he says like this, Rei Bezohar Chai, Shabir Khan Lefi Darko, he said the Ire Khan Betikun Yisod the Nukva Be'erev Yom Kippurim Ein Sham. It's all about the Yisod of the Nukva. So, trying to understand that phrase, right? Besod or mayim rekia mea brachos. Now, this is a phrase that I'm not familiar with. So he's going to explain a little bit. So this is, he says, to be complete is the concept of these 4 words, or mayim rekia mea brachos. Shemikabelas v'yisod the nukva, that this, and ultimately the mea brachos, is mekabel into the yisod of the nukva. Now, what do this or mayim rekia mea brachos do? It has the power, or it is the, the tool, the tzayir havayah, to form up the blood of yidech or mayim rekia mea brachos, and you use those. V'heim shem havayah shalim, and he says, now here's another word that's going to come out later, which I don't know also. This, he says, this is called the complete name. Havayah, complete Havayah. And he said the complete Havayah is the sod of the concept of asmab. With a little note there. So he said, the hainu shalim besitroi because the sedadim. He means when these 4 are coming in, then it's complete. That's what it seems like he's saying. And we had just a little note down at the bottom of number Lamed Tes. So Lamed Tes says, one second. All right. Ritzona Lomar, the Or Mayim Rakia Mea Brachos. These are 4 different names or whatever. He says, or goes along with the word with Av. And then each one, Mayim Misag, Ma, and then Ma'uben, it's Asmab. So all of the different combinations of the letters that come from Hashem, all those are appearing here in the Yisod of Malchus. So he said this is in the Eitz Chaim, V'noida the Dalet Shemos Elu, which are Asmab, Heim Neged Dalet Osius Yud Kei Vav Kei. Also we have that too. The Nimseki Shem Havayah Hu Shalem B'Yisod the Nukva, so that it's complete. The entire Asmab is there in the Yisod of the Nukva. Okay, so I think I did a little bit more inspired here because I like that Chassidus. So let me get a drink here because I'm running a little bit dry. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Now, the next sentence, or he went to the sentence, V'hocha berichishusa da da'ara lo shlim. So, over here, we're going to try to figure out what these words mean. Berichusha means like crawling around or something like that, skirmishing or squirming, what is the right word? Da da'ara lo shlim, in an land that is not complete. Now, he says, Bibir Chemshek Divrei SIFRA Tzeniut Khan. He said V'hocha berichishu da da'ara lo shlim. So that's the next part of the quote. Rei Mashad is bar bibira meshulda the Arizal. Al Pia Shari Maimari Rashbi. That's where we got it from. Ki rechishusa behind the rechisha so uvar b'mei ima. There'll be uvar. So he says that the embryonic movement within the womb of Ima. That's what you're talking about when you're talking about rechishusa. So he says, so then he said, well, then the next question is, what is Ara? Ara hu b'binach nikras eretz elyona. So this is a female quality, which seems to be going along with the line of eretz. Umusav al masha amar koidim. So this is really founded on what we said previously. Ki la'acha leida zer anpin, because after zer anpin is born, azay havayah shalim b'sitroi. So what does that mean? The Heinish Zer Anpin who b'shleimus b'kedin shachanuk v'chomedet b'tzido, that she's now on her side, v'hu and he come before her come before the nukva. Ein sham, because we had seen other places where during the embryonic stage, which I would like to know a lot more about this, the nukva actually rises up to bina, and she goes on top of zer anpeh. So while they're still in the womb of Ima, shuhu iver b'soch bina, adayim ein kan shleimus. Ki zer anpeh adayim dakim. So he said, wait a minute, if it's zer v'nuk, that's where the zun are adayim dakim, very, very thin, kekarni chagavim. But hanukva kodemis the zer anpeh, and she comes first. So du partsufim. Now we went through that. Du partsufim is the daled, which represents the nuk, comes before the vav, which represents zer anpeh. Now this has to have more parts to that thought, but I guess we went through it to a certain extent. Bagam ein zivug zer. So because of the fact that there are du partsufim, they're du partsufim, but they're two, and the daled comes first. So therefore they can't mate. So let's go to another place. Move this over here a little bit. So he said, Ba'or Yakar, let's look at the Yor Yakar. Well, a lot of times it's difficult to understand the Zohar Yakar. Shabir the Fidarko La'el, so he explains, according to what he said up above. He says, where is it? I love the place. The Darko. La'el, the Inyan Ashlemos, Hu B'Bechiz Yichud Zohar V'Nok. So we could hear that. V'shem Havayah b'nikud Elokim. What does that teach you? That's the part that's a little bit funny. He said, yesh yichud zer v'nuk. It's to teach you that. So he said, so it shows you that. Ve'lu shem Elokim bilvad mora she'ein yichud. So if you just had the name Elokim, then it would be teaching you that there's no yichud zer anpeh v'nuk. Shechu b'bechinas bina b'sod yom kippurim. She'ein bo tashmi shemita, because he says, because that time when there's no, it's he wants to say that this, I think he's just saying, like, this is an embryonic stage when you get to Yom Kippur. He said, again, he said, b'bina b'sod Yom Kippurim she'ein bo tashmi shemita, because there's no tashmis there either, similar to the same way when you have du partsufim that we saw previously. But the zerav kan ki la'el b'pasuk atachi losa, so when we say that phrase, now you begin to show us, yesh yichud zer v'nuk. That's when you see that there's going to be the proper order. Ki na'amar bo Havayah b'nikud Elokim, because it says over there, not quite getting this yet, it says over there the Havayah, but it has a different nikud, yikud Elokim. V'hocha b'rechishusa do lo shalem. Ritzon l'lomer, what does that mean? Ritzon l'kan b'maimer tedsha aretz. Let's go back. Where the mimer began, it says that let the eretz produce, let's say it's supposed to be plant life, or grasses. The hainu mimer, the rechishusa the ara, this is the same idea, rechishusa the ara, like a shlemos, at that time there's no shlemos. Ki ein yichud zer v'nuk she'nember bo shem Elokim bilvad, where you have only the name Elokim in that phrase. Let's look at the phrase again. Okay, I have to go on. Ki ein yichud zer v'nuk shahari ne'emar bo shem Elokim bilvad. So now, with this situation in the womb, where they're crawling around in the room, Pirush b'maimer zeh v'yomer Elokim. Over there it says Elokim. That's what I was looking for. Elokim taja aretz. It's Elokim that is planting the land. Shehu mora al gilui hanekeva kohosachu b'sod eretz. So again, he says this is teaching you al gilui, the revelation of the female property, all of the powers of the female property, b'sod eretz, which is the secret of the. Using the word, he said the kohosachu. He says her koach is tied to the concept of eretz. Achar he yosech yavesha, that is after she is completely dried up. Besod yavosha kedifrishna la'el. V'hu min aroi, so it's really proper over here. She yora al mitzius yichud b'nekeva below kain. I don't think I got this. So he says, Hoya min aroy sheyora al mitzius yichud b'nekevid. It's really be talking about that for Elokim, but it isn't. Elalo shalim, but this is a situation where it's not complete. Shelo amr hakasav elatadja aretz. It only says over there, let it start growing. Tadja the aretz. Who's the aretz? Aretz is the female property. Lamilas Elokim, mamish hamora al habina, which is really to tell you Elokim is bina. Sha'osach b'tash b'shamita kedefrishna, where at that time, and we're talking about, I think he's talking about Yom Kippur. He's talking about that. There were a couple of notes over here on number mem. I think there's a note. So if we get down there, let me see what number mem looks like. So number mem is just a sidelight. He said, "Rei b'divrei ha'or yakar la'el," and this is what he says: "Ke ein zer anpin shalom ela b'hiyosa nekeva yimalkut hesiv socha nekeva." Nothing special there. Let's look at number mem bet. Number mem bet. Number mem bet says, "Rei b'divrei ha'or yakar la'el." Look over there. V'zel l'shon shekodim kol yivei shecha b'malkut b'sod hadin. The histalkus hashefa. Originally, the nekeva is completely empty, or let's say dried up. Why? Because she's completely in the sod of din. V'achakach amatadsha b'sod atshuva. Now, this is a little bit. Then it says tadsha. What is tadsha? Tadsha, he said, is the secret of tshuva adkan, meaning that she's coming back. I'm not sure to bina what this metaphor works, because we have the idea that in the embryonic stage, the nekeva comes before the male. She's on top, closer to bina, and therefore rises to bina. I'm not sure that, and bina is the source of tshuva. So there's something going on there in that, but I haven't got it. So he says, we're going to get this later on. He said we're going to get in Simon Mem, wherever that is. He says Simon Mem. He's going to bring this in detail. Okay. Let's see how much more time we got. We're done.
Have a good Shabbos.
Okay, have a good Shabbos. Okay, thank you.